Metal Radio.
Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary, this is Fade In with Michael Cuneal. I am your host, Michael Cuneal. Welcome to another show. I have a great one here for you guys. I have a great guest who's a good friend of mine, a fellow funny man, and has excellent taste in B-plus movies. Well, first off, I'm your host, Michael Cuneal. This is my show. And just so I don't have any audible jump scares, to my right, I have my assistant producer, Christian Canete. Say hi, Chris.
Hello, everybody.
Chris and I are both large men with beards, and we both get tuckered out after going up some steps. But more importantly, my guest, I have the tall, blonde drink of water, the one and only Mr. Thomas LaMountain.
Thank you so much for having me, Michael. I loved being here. Can I ask a question off the top?
Oh, sure.
That intro music, is that you playing the guitar there?
Oh, that's me.
That is you, for real?
That's me.
I thought so. I'm like, that's a great... I know Michael... if anyone knows Michael, and most people don't, but if anyone knows Michael, they know that he loves playing the guitar when you're trying to talk and tell him a story. So... I thought, I'm like, that must be Michael playing the guitar at the top, and I'm so glad it is.
It's true. I have people come over. I have my guitar. I use it to like think, so I always noodle while I'm either like watching something or thinking or talking to someone.
Yeah, we've done a couple of things together. Like we play D&D together, and sometimes it sucks when you get a guitar in D&D because you'll just fucking be playing. I'm like, Michael, I'm trying to like kill this goblin right now, and you need to. I really need your help, and you're kind of playing this D chord over and over again. I can't stand it.
It's like I got a sick blues lick that no one's heard, and everyone actually has heard it. But anyway, I'm really excited to have you here, Tom. Welcome back to Miami. Right, you're from Nebraska. Lived in Miami for 3 years?
Yeah, a little over 3 years.
3 years, then moved to Austin a few months ago.
Just moved to Austin about 3 months ago, yes.
Wow.
That's a lot of running around, man.
It is. I kind of just like do things on a whim and then figure it out later. Is kind of like the thing I've been doing recently. But yeah, lived in Miami for about 3.5 years, a little over 3 years, and then grew up in Nebraska. But I've lived in I've lived in Italy for a month. I just told you I lived in Turkey, Istanbul for about 3 months. New York a handful of times for a handful of months. Just a lot of modeling stuff. I used to be a model. I sort of still am, but I used to be as well. You know.
Yeah, Thomas is a stand-up comedian, a producer, a fellow dunce, a model, an actor, improviser. What can't you do?
I cannot do a backflip on a trampoline.
All right.
A lot of people can. I can do a front flip, but I cannot do a backflip on a trampoline.
I think the backflip is more dangerous.
Well, I think it's definitely more dangerous, but people tell me it's easier than doing a front flip, which the people say I just can't commit to them. And my girlfriend also has this problem as well, but I just can't. I have a problem committing to the backflip, and so I've never been able to do it. And also, I haven't been on a trampoline in a few years. When's the last time you were on a trampoline?
I don't remember. I think it was...
When's the last time you were on a trampoline, and why did it break?
I think the last time I was on a trampoline was during the Clinton administration. I think it's been like that It's been a long time.
Is that why it broke, the Clinton administration?
Yeah, I ruined Bill Clinton.
Was I alive? I don't think I was even alive during the Clinton administration. Bush was hard in office when I was born.
How old are you, Tom?
I'm 24 right now. Yeah.
24.
I'm 24 years
I was
old.
fresh out the box.
Chris, do you remember being 24?
Barely.
Me too. I was drunk the whole time.
I remember being older than I am now.
Oh yeah, I used to be my memory used to be amazing, and just these past, my 20s, I've just been like full of drugs and drinking, and I'm like, I should probably be remembering these like key moments and key memories, and I just have not.
Those are the key moments and memories.
I don't know who's there, what happened though. It's bad.
So before we get into your choices, which you have excellent choices,
Thank you.
I call them B+, but
thank you.
But they're really good.
I truly thought hard about these choices. You know, you asked me to bring in 2 pieces of media, 2 movies, something like that. And I brought it. I thought really hard about it. I had a couple of different, ideas on what to bring. I wanted to bring in the Mummy, but you know what? You can't have everything, I guess. And so, but I thought really hard about these movies. I go, these movies are really, I don't think they're the best movies in the world, but they are deeply influential to me and me growing up. And I just these movies have stuck with me my whole life, so that's why I wanted to bring in these movies.
They're a ton of fun. But before I get into that, I want to ask you a few questions.
Of course.
What made you, so you're a stand-up comedian, like, first, right? Mm-hmm. And you're a very talented one. I think anyone who's ever watched your sets will just know that, like I remember, I think the first time I saw you was at Villain Theater, I believe, and I was just kind of getting started. I think you maybe had, like, a year head start on me.
Maybe. When did you start?
Well, so I had done stand-up in 2012, and then I did.
I don't need this story. Just when you started.
Did for 10 years. The last time I did a set, real quick, before I started doing comedy again now, was the day that Barack Obama was reelected. I had a mic. I had to follow the election results. Mm-hmm. And it's like, look, I know everyone in here is concerned about what's happening, but I got 5 minutes.
Yeah. I get my time.
I get my time. And I'm going to ask, what do you do for a living? But no, I think I stumbled into Villain Theater. I think this was summer of 2022.
Okay.
And by then I had done a few mics already, but I was like, I got to fucking figure this shit out. And I saw you, and I just remember you immediately jumped out at me. You have a funny bit about your last name and it being French, and all that stuff. But I don't know. I guess my curiosity here is, you're from Nebraska. You did, I believe, modeling before stand-up comedy, right?
Yes.
So what happened? Why did you go, I want to do stand-up comedy now, and I want to move to Miami?
Well, actually, I moved to Miami because I've been doing modeling since I was 14. 14 is when I first signed my first contract with my mother agent in Nebraska. Shout out Sasha Spiker. It's her real name, I think.
Shout out Sasha Spiker.
It's quite a name.
It's quite a name, and she's just this fucking fiery 5'3" Mexican woman, and she just is pissed if you're not on it, and I love her for that. But I signed with her when I was 14. I was doing a lot of modeling, and then during the pandemic, I was just like, man, I need to get out, I need to be modeling. I was actually in New York modeling, living in New York modeling. I moved there January of 2020. And then I moved back to Nebraska March of 2020 because I was like, I remember the pandemic started, and I was like, oh man, I'll be fine. It'll be fine. My dad's like, are you gonna come back? I'm like, no, as long as the industry's still going on, I'll be fine. I got a call an hour later from my New York agent going, yeah, so the industry's shut down, so you can go on home. So I was pretty much just in Nebraska for a lot of the pandemic. I got a modeling contract in Miami. I was like, okay, cool, I'll go there. Came here, did some modeling for like a month. Nothing really happened, but my dad's like, hey, dude, just stay in Miami. What is here in Nebraska for you? Just fucking be in Miami. So I did that, and then I met another model who was like, hey, just so you know, like, what I do is I took an improv class, and like it's really helped me with my like commercial auditions. It's really helped me just be fun and just a random conversation with, because you meet a lot of new people when you're modeling. You have to be like new casts, new crews, So it's like, it's nice to be able to be comfortable in that situation. So you should take an improv class. So I found Villain Theater, took their improv class. They said, hey, you can watch all of our shows for free. Since you're a student here, you're taking our improv classes, you can go into any show of ours for free, watch the show. I've always been a huge fan of stand-up comedy. I would put my iPod in like a Ziploc bag and turn on Pandora radio of like Daniel Tosh radio and just have it in the shower with me. I love stand-up comedy. And I remember I watched a stand-up comedy show there, and I just immediately was like, I can do this. I can do this already. They have an open mic there. I just started doing that, and I've never stopped since then.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome when it kind of like just hits you like that. You're like, oh, I want to do this right now. For me, stand-up comedy wasn't always my first choice, but the moment I got into the room and was feeling that audience, nothing beats that feeling of being in the room, feeling out everyone there, and kind of solving that puzzle. It's so rewarding. It's it's like instant gratification for the efforts that you put in.
And man, I just sorry to cut you off, but like I was a psychopath when I first started out, because
You're still a psychopath.
I'm still a psychopath for sure. Okay, great, awesome. Can you not? No, but when I first started out, I wanted to prove that I was good and that I had material and that I was better than all these other people at the open mic. So I would every single week I'd write a new 5 minutes and I would just go up and I would do a new 5 minutes every week and just try that out. And so I did that for maybe 3 months, just every week, a new 5 minutes. And then finally I had a better comedian come up to me and be like, hey, you need to start like
being consistent.
You need to start like coming back and like doing jokes that are working, you know? I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. But by then I had
stuff.
A bunch of stuff that I tried out and I'd recorded it all. So I'm like, oh wait, let me just go back. Oh, that joke hit. That joke hit. Okay, great. I'm just gonna perfect. And I was able to build a nice solid set so early on.
I wanted to ask, do you remember the first joke that hit that you were like, yeah?
My first ever set was actually about my parents' divorce because my parents are divorced and
you went deep right.
Is this the same bit that you have now still?
It's a no because I mean it was definitely the bit that I still do a bit about my parents' divorce, but it came from this. It was I did a 5 minute. I did the whole 5 minutes on like my parents' divorce, and I think my favorite joke that I think I did from that was my parents they told us about the divorce on January 1st of like 2019.
Good way to start the year.
Yeah, literally first. But the funny thing is that we spent New Year's Eve together as a family.
Let's not ruin this evening for the kids.
And so we literally, the joke that I love is that that we watched the ball drop as a family, and then they dropped the ball on the family. And I think that was the one that like got kind of a hit, and I was like, oh, okay, good, that's fun. I'm having a good time.
What's funny is I've heard Tom say that bit with his parents in the audience.
Yeah,
like it's so fucking funny. That's actually really an interesting thing that you did when you first started off, because I did the same thing. I think for the first like 3-4 I don't know few months, I treated every open mic like if it was a micro special. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's going to be different every week. It's going to be, and then of course you realize like it's not actually it's great practice, mm-hmm. but it's not the way to like refine an entire set and build a real bit. That's fucking great. Do you remember the first time you were ever like properly booked for a show?
Yes, I'll get into this. Actually, I'll do this. I was booked for a show because I remember I kept one of the bookers for the Villain Theater I was like, hey man, come on, I'm good. He knew I was good. I'm like, hey, I want like book me on a show, dude. Like I should be booked on a show. I'm saying it like I was like, come on, dude, I should be booked on a show. But I was just like, hey, you see me, I'm doing well every week. He's like, you really are. And he's like, but we can't be booking like students. You're still like a new student here. We can't really book you, but we have this stand-up class, and if you take the stand-up class, then we can start booking you, you know? Or they're like, hey, we can't book you because you're just so new. So like, but if you take the stand-up class, we usually book people from the stand-up class. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. And I was like, it's fine. I need practice anyway. So I signed up for the stand-up class. I believe like right when I signed up, being like, hey, I signed up, I'm going to take the stand-up class, I was booked that Friday. And I was like,
the principle the matter.
Yeah, I was like, you fuckers, you just want my money, huh?
You got to pay to play, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever. And I got some good bits from the stand-up class. I'm like, really? It wasn't even about it, whatever. But that was the first time that I was ever like truly booked.
When someone in general says, here's a stand-up class or a workshop, I see a lot of pushback with like comedians saying like, I don't need to take a fucking class. I don't need to fucking, and I legitimately feel that when you're put in a workshop, for example, the Villain Theater 5 for 5, where for 5 weeks you practice on a 5-minute set, you get that feedback in that workshop, especially with other comics. It really depends on who you share the class with. Mm-hmm. But I was fortunate enough to be in that room with a couple of like experienced people, and then people had never done it before, mm-hmm. With even less experience than myself. And getting that instant feedback and hearing different types of feedback from someone who recognizes the setups and punchlines and someone else who's just hearing you talk for 5 minutes, it's so vital. It's so important. I took that class several times because I find it very rewarding. I've gotten a new 5 minute every time I've taken it. So.
I've always been hesitant about the class, but I do think it's a good class. I mean, I've heard there's already. I don't think it was maybe Seinfeld or Steve Harvey who said like, hey, if you're taking a class on stand up, you don't have it. Like you don't have it. It's not.
I couldn't disagree more.
You don't have it, but I there's a part of me that does agree because I think there is just a natural like comedic instinct in some people. I think you can definitely learn it and you can hone it, but like there is a natural instinct. There's some people who just shouldn't be stand-ups, but I do think that the way that they have their stand-up class, where you do just come and you do 5 minutes in front of people, and then they give you your feedback on that. It's nice because they're not teaching you, oh, you have to do this joke structure, or you have to do this. This is how you write a joke. They are just kind of like, hey, write about yourself, and then we'll make it as a group. We'll make it funny, or we'll go, hey, this aspect of your true personality, your true genuine personality is funny. So kind of lean into that rather than like, hey, and then if you do this, if you write like this, it'll be a good joke. It's like, yeah, sure, but anyone can do one-liners, you know?
Yeah, and
I'll say I agree with you. You can't teach timing. Like
Yeah, you
comedic
can't teach
timing.
timing.
You got it, or
that's
you're not gonna learn that.
Absolutely true. Like not everyone has that like raw talent. But I've always this is terrible. Ben Smith made fun of me one time for saying this. But
Shout out Ben Smith.
Shout out Ben Smith. I always compare working on your skill as a comedian to baseball of all sports, right? You know, in football, you come out of college and it's a countdown to when you're too old for the sport. In baseball, while of course we're all mortal when that happens, you get to practice on your skills in your areas. And over time, I mean, you just look at it. There's so many baseball players that really peak not at 22, 21 like football players, but later on because they've had time to develop that skill. And it was something that I was kind of subconsciously doing it, but after that class, it helped me where sometimes I'll go up on an open mic and I don't have shit, but I got a really funny story. And I may not have jokes sprinkled throughout that, but I'll tell that story, listen to the audience, find what parts they kind of find that are funny, and then I'm like, all right, that's where a joke is going to go. That's where something's going to go. And you know, classic when you do an open mic, like people laugh at shit that you don't expect them to laugh at, and then they don't laugh at the thing that you've properly set up. So
Yeah, the audience decides what the joke is. You don't. You
Right.
you can think what the joke is, but the audience is the true decider of, oh, that's actually the funny part of this joke.
100%, yeah. All right, so let's get into the choices. So as I ask all my guests to pick two pieces of media, I'm always just like pushing. Hey, pick movies because I can do movies really well. don't pick Moby Dick. I don't want to read that.
And you know what? I was like, man, I'm gonna find like a fucking painting that. Funny enough, I did have one picked out that I'm like, I actually do truly love this painting. It's affected me, but I'm like, forget it.
What is the painting?
It was a painting in like this in a local Nebraska museum called, and it's so funny because I realized I fell in love with it because I'm stupid. But
What does that mean?
I'll tell you what, it's a painting of a door, and it's like slightly open, and the painting's called like attic door number 3. And I'm just stupid because I was like, oh, that's cool because like where are the other 2 attic doors? You know, why is there 3 doors into this attic? I'm just dumb. That's the 3rd time he painted attic door. But then like it influenced me so much that like I started a YouTube channel in my in high school with my friends, and we called it Room 2 because we thought like that's, I think it's so funny.
It implies there's a room 1.
It implies that there's room 1 and it's bad, and so we're Room 2, and it's always stayed with me. Oh, I have another one, but it's free. It's whatever.
No, let it rip.
Dude.
There's this so there's this also one in the same museum, and it's so picture a black canvas. It's a big black canvas, and then in each corner of the canvas is like a orange square, but it's like 3 orange squares. They're all kind of different shades of orange, and then 1 yellow square. And I always looked at it, I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this? And I remember walking up to it and looking at the little plaque, and it just said Untitled. And I was like, fuck you.
Fuck you.
How about fuck you? And so I saw that. It made me so angry. I drove from the museum to like a Hobby Lobby or a Marshall's, and fucking not Marshall's, Michael's.
Yeah.
To a Michael's. Got the same sized canvas, painted the same picture, and it's hanging in my fucking.
You replicated?
I replicated it, and mine's called Orange Tree at Midnight, so you can fucking suck a dick.
Is that when you realize that artists troll people?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, all you need is a big canvas. That's all you need to be an artist is a big canvas.
Yeah, I kind of get like I'm I like looking at paintings as well, right? But whenever I see these videos of like these kind of where they paint it in real time, like in front of everyone, in front of an audience, and there's always like some fucking weird thing where they're like, there's a swinging paint can and they're throwing brushes and I'm just kind of like, this is like, no, like, I understand the idea is that it's an expression of your feeling in that moment, but I'm like, it's also just a fucking mess.
Yeah, it's just
That's why I love that scene in Big Lebowski with like Julianne Moore.
Oh,
She's
she's
just on the
swinging
swing,
on the
and throws herself on, and it's like done.
My favorite joke in that movie, just a real quick touch on the Big Lebowski. My favorite joke in the Big
that's not one of my movies.
I know.
So we skip it.
We'll get there.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
I just that's one of my favorite movies. But like, yeah, there's a scene where I think it's like right after that where Julianne Moore and I forget the British actor. The bald guy that's in the room with him. It's like a tiny cameo, and then there's Jeff Bridges who plays the dude. They're there talking, and then all of a sudden, I think like the phone rings, and the bald British guy picks it up. He's like, "Oh, it's for you, Maud," or whatever. And then Julianne Moore picks it up, and she starts speaking. It's not really Spanish. She's just like, sí, ridículo. And then they all start laughing, and like Jeff Bridges, who's not on the phone, is like completely lost. And it's one of the funniest. It's so stupid.
It's just
it has nothing.
It's a throwaway.
It has nothing to do with the movie. Anyway, that's taking up space in this show, but it'll be a great reel maybe.
Hopefully.
I think it was David Thewlis.
Yes, yeah. He's in Kingdom of Heaven and a bunch of other shit.
He's a great actor.
Anyway, so to your choices, my guest today has chosen the 2003 classic Pirates of the Caribbean: Curse of the Black Pearl.
I was actually in the Bahamas where they filmed that. Recently.
You were there?
Yeah, like apparently the ship and there's like a little city in the middle of the forest there. The people go and hang out because they left it there.
That's
sick.
fucking, that's
dope.
fucking cool.
My
Actually,
girlfriend's family was telling me we're there. Like, yeah, you go over there. It's like a whole little town where they filled the Black Pearl. It's like ship. And I was like, what?
okay, we're gonna
They're
talk
like,
after
can we
this.
walk there? They're like, it's a couple miles. I was like, all right.
I'd walk a couple miles to see the Black Pearl.
All right,
Dude.
I'm out of shape. Leave me alone.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So why the Black Pearl?
The Black Pearl. I just think it is pure. It's just truly one of the best. It's without a doubt the best pirate movie ever. You know, I can't name a better pirate movie. You can maybe say like Swiss Family Robinson. Eat a dick.
No.
It's not.
No.
That's not better than Curse of the Black Pearl. It's not.
Not gonna fight you on that.
But it's just like it's so good. I mean, I just think it's a perfect. It's one of like Disney's just perfect movies. I love it. I grew up watching it. I told you before this. I own the DVD. I still have it with
Same.
me. I literally took it from Nebraska to Miami. I have it now in Austin, Texas. I have the physical copy of it. I'm never giving it away. I love watching it. I just think it's great. I can't say enough good things about it. I will say though, a little too long. A little too long.
I forget it's 2 hours, like 23 minutes.
It's 2 hours and 23 minutes.
That's probably my only, and it's a gripe. It's like a minor, critique that it's just a little too long.
I have a theory though. I have a theory about I watched it for this interview.
Yeah.
I have a theory about why I think it's too long.
Why?
I think it's too long because there's so many like fight scenes and action scenes in it. And all of those action scenes are meticulously like choreographed, and they are so beautifully like John Wick style long takes of real people doing real sword fights, real prop cannons, like these huge big set pieces of these intricate fight scenes. And I think those are just dragging it out like long, but like I want to watch them fight each other, you know?
Visually, it's stunning.
It's
true.
amazing. Also, this is 2003, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The CGI for the freaking ghost skeleton pirates is so good for 2003. Like this movie looks amazing.
Is it ILM? The special effects?
I believe so.
It could be ILM.
But if this movie came out today, it could sit with any other fucking CGI movie. Alien, like it holds up. It completely holds up.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out. At first, I was like, "They're making a fucking movie out of the ride? What the fuck?"
Yeah.
There's gonna be the scene with the dog and the bone, and the guys in the fucking cell are trying to get the dog over.
Mm-hmm.
But and then I'm like, and then Johnny Depp. I just remember thinking like, "What the fuck is Johnny Depp gonna do?" Johnny Depp, of course, is a drunk, effeminate, dirty pirate. And then he also plays Jack Sparrow.
You're a silly goose. You're a silly goose.
You knew that was coming. And but I remember thinking like that's a lot. Like that's just a big name for a movie that's gonna be based on a ride. And then you watch the movie and it has its own fucking lore. It's fucking great.
And can I chirp in here? one of the things I love about that movie that I don't love about the movies that came after it is that Johnny Depp and Jack Sparrow are not the main character in the first one. I think he's a great side character. The story is truly about Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann,
100%.
and they are the main characters. And Jack is just he's obviously it's a trio, but the story is them. They are pushing the story together. That couple, that love, that relationship, that's moving the story forward. Jack is just a fun character, and I think what loses the later movies, especially once Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Keira Knightley, and Orlando Bloom leave the trilogy and leave the franchise, Jack becomes the main character, and he can't hold it.
It's too much.
He can't hold it himself, and so it's a beautiful trilogy. It's a beautiful triangle, and that's one of my favorite parts is that he's the main character, but he's more of a side character, if anything.
He's one of those like less is more characters. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't know if this is like a proper comparison, but in Star Wars, you have Han, Luke, and Leia, and Han is my favorite. I think Han is a lot of people's favorite character in those trilogy. But like, I don't want to watch a movie where Han carries the whole thing. He's too cool. He's too he plays by his own rules, just like Jack Sparrow, who is just like, he would just be obnoxious. Like, he'd overstay his welcome if he was like the central focus. Even though he is a compelling character, you're rooting for him at the end.
He has we find out later he has layers, in which you want from a character, but like you could almost just, which you're happy that they do give him layers, but like they could have not given him layers, and I'd still be like, fine. This was still fucking funny.
Yeah.
This is great.
I've always said my favorite moment in this film, and it's one of the best introductions to a character ever, is Jack's introduction.
Jack's is so good.
It's so fucking. He's on the fucking pirate ship, or he's on the bird's nest, or whatever it's called, right? Eagle's nest, and the ship is slowly coming into dock, and then as you realize in that moment, the music is swelling. It's this big fucking music. Is it Danny Elfman?
It's like the first real pirate that you see too.
Yeah, first real pirate, right? And the ship slowly starts sinking, and then it just perfectly matches up to where he steps off of the thing as it completely sinks onto the deck and just plays it right the fuck off. Like, doesn't give a fuck.
He does. He's so nonchalant. He's the most behind person, but also like ahead of the curve on every single scenario.
Yeah. He's great.
The music was composed Klaus Badelt and Jeff Zanelli.
Shout out them.
Well, shout out those guys, not Danny Elfman, who I thought.
Another good era. Johnny Depp had like his gold teeth like cemented in by a dentist.
That's fucking crazy.
And then after he finished filming the movie, he couldn't find that guy again. So like he was on like Tonight Show. I don't remember if it was Jay Leno or Conan O'Brien. And then he was like, "Oh yeah, I still have the teeth in." They're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, and he shows them like he still had the gold. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know where this dentist guy. I can't go back to him to remove him."
What a crazy story.
Like, what?
That's insane.
Someone put gold in Johnny Depp's mouth and was like, I'm going to leave it.
That's the guy that George Costanza's career is like, thanks. Real quick, on the Twitch chat, they let us know portions of the movie were filmed at Gold Rock Beach and Lucayan National Park. That's in Freeport, Bahamas.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
okay.
If you guys want to go find the set.
No, for real, I will.
You go to Freeport, Bahamas, and you go there, and that's where it's at.
I want to go for real. Can you look this up for me, Chris? I want to just make sure, but I think one of the craziest things about Curse of the Black Pearl is that during filming, Keira Knightley is 17.
No.
Look it up. Keira Knightley is 17 during filming of Curse of the Black Pearl.
When did... Fuck. Was she in Bend It Like Beckham? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, she was. She was the main character.
She was
17?
She was Beckham.
You're right.
She's 17.
Keira Knightley was 17 years old when she filmed Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Isn't that insane? A 17-year-old being the lead actress of a major
Massive
motion
movie.
Disney picture that becomes a huge franchise. That's so much for a 17-year-old woman to be.
Right.
It says she turned 18 right after it got released.
That's crazy.
So she was like freshly 17 filming.
To what you were saying, Tom, about that this is the best film in its genre. I don't know if you said that now or you said it before the show.
I did.
But it's the best film in its genre. Pirate movies are very famously like they bomb and they don't do them because they're expensive. And that was always the thing. And when this film was put together, they said the same thing. They're like, it's going to fucking, like, you're going to pour a ton of money into this project. It's not going to work out. And it was quite the opposite because they had a perfect marriage of of actors and characters. The script, it was a fun adventure thing, a fun adventure story. But I feel that with Pirates, it definitely reignited the interest in pirates in general, because that movie was big when it came out, and then all of a sudden, I was in 2003. I think I was fucking 14 or 15 years old.
I was 2.
What, you want to just kick me in the nuts now?
Yeah,
Maybe
said,
after the show.
I said it to myself. There's something about that 2-year-old, and he's so talented. But I remember, being at that age, and then noticing that kids' toys and cartoon shows and stuff like that were now going into like the pirate direction. Because I personally have never liked pirates. I don't hate them, but I'm like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie's just fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking.
I was upset about not being able to pick the Mummy for this, but but after watching Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it does the same thing that the Mummy does, where it's a movie, it's an adventure movie, but it's an adventure movie that captures every single other genre, where like the Mummy and the Pirates are the same in the way that it is an action movie, but it also has horror elements, but it also has very comedic, but it's also very romantic, and has its romantic moments. Like, it has everything you want from like a good movie. It's all in there.
Yeah, it feels like a classic, like Hollywood epic from the fucking 60s or 50s. What's up?
Yeah, I was saying also, like you were mentioning before, aesthetic, just the production value of the costume.
Everything's practical.
weapons,
Everyone
the
looks
hair,
dirty.
Filming on location is vital to a movie like that, because if you film that in a soundstage or whatever, like, yeah, maybe it'll look fine, but you can't beat like the real ocean.
No.
You can't get those shots.
They're on a fucking boat in the ocean.
Yeah.
You can tell, and the guns that they're shooting they have for sure blanks, but like you can tell they're shooting guns and prop guns, and they have blasts, and it's so good.
To what you were saying also about it having some horror elements, that's something that I feel a lot of movies now don't have. Where if it's not a horror movie, but if you're gonna have something scary in the movie, have it be actually scary.
Yes.
Because that's just important to drive. It makes the comedy. It highlights the comedy when you kind of release some of that tension with like some fucking jokes or something like that. But it is they just don't do that now. It's like now it would just be like a bunch of like rubbery looking skeletons that they're just like they're taking 8 out at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not a threat at all.
Like, no, and this is something that I'll talk more about when we talk about my second movie, but this movie has sauce, okay? This movie has sauce, and I commend them for this, because
The sauce is rum.
they could have done just a classic, pirate movie, whatever, swashbuckling, who cares? But then to add in the element of this curse that makes them skeletons when they're in the moonlight and they can't die, it's just a little extra, like, oh, okay, this is a pirate movie, but also we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
This is another element that's like, oh yeah, we could have just had a random pirate movie about pirates in England, but it's like, okay, we're having some fantasy twists in here that make it more silly, so that when we get crazy and we have these Jack Sparrow type of characters that are out of this world and hyperbolic, it works so much better, because we have skeletons that are skeletons in the moonlight and they can't die because of this Spanish doubloon curse.
Yeah, it's the right amount of lore to expand on the world without us having to like really digest a massive world. Like, nothing against Lord of the Rings, but it's something like that where it's known for the world. Where it's like, no, you understand how the curse works. You understand that Jack was the captain of the Black Pearl prior, and it's the right amount of like background information to raise the stakes of the adventure and the action and all that stuff. But I also want to bring up a great character in that movie. How about that fucking frumpy British antagonist guy, dude? That guy sucks. I hate that guy, dude. Don't you hate him?
Commodore Norrington?
Yeah.
Commodore Norrington, I think he's
great.
He's great
Yeah,
at
he's
what
so
he
good.
needs to do. I think everyone, let's give him his praise, but also everyone just plays their role amazingly. Like Captain Barbossa, the best. He's such a great like antagonist captain to Jack Sparrow. Mr. Gibbs, who is like Jack's kind of like little fun psychic. He's like his Shmee,
Yeah.
He's amazing. The fucking guys like the Tweedledee and Tweedledum dude with the glass eye, like they're the best comedic reliefs you can think of.
There's a lot of character actors.
Everyone's just like no one's overstepping, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No one's being too much like, oh god, okay, we've had enough of these guy with the glass eye. He's outstayed his welcome, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone does their role to perfection in that movie.
Yeah, and it's so fun because it brought back attention to. Have you ever been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney?
A few times, yes.
I love that ride. That's so wonderful. They added the Jack Sparrow character at the very end,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
apparently, when they first did that, Johnny Depp got dressed up and got into character and just did that on the ride for a few hours. And I like to think he just showed up drunk as fuck in his pirate outfit.
He's like,
I'm
perfect.
gonna get out here. Don't worry, I won't shit on the bed. And then he just fucking sits there and just talks to a bunch of fat tourists. It's amazing. I would be so fucking over the moon about that.
I mean, honestly, Johnny Depp, maybe it's because of this movie, but I have nothing but love for Johnny Dick, if we talked, we're friends.
I know.
But he's like, if people ask me, hey, what's one actor that you'd love to just like get lunch with? My answer has always been Johnny Depp.
Really?
I love him. I think that he's done so much. I'd ask him about the fucking Viper Room, dude. You know, like I want to know, how did River Phoenix really die? You know, like I want to, like he probably has so much stories. He's been around for so long, but I heard that same with him dressing up for the ride. He has his own to go Jack Sparrow costume like everywhere he goes because he likes to just pop into hospitals as Jack
for
Sparrow.
the kids.
Children hospitals.
It's your favorite drunken pirate.
And then he's just like, hey, I'm Johnny Depp and I'm a pirate, and hey, what's going on? He literally goes to terminal kids and he makes them laugh for a little bit. I'm like, you're a fucking all right dude. I mean, you're an alcoholic and maybe a little abusive, but like you're an all right dude.
Yeah, no, he's definitely abusive.
Pretty
He's
good
like
at guitar.
he's a weird
He plays guitar and he's Dior's spokesperson for their cologne. So
and
how can you hate him?
He's got the cologne. Yeah, he's I believe he's from Miami Beach, right?
Originally.
I don't know if he was born here, but I know he's from Miami Beach because I once took an acting class in Miami Beach, and they're like, Johnny Depp came to this class. We're the Johnny Depp school, and I'm like, yeah, but you're not Johnny Depp, so
Yeah.
just fucking let me do my monologue and sit the fuck down.
Oh, are you rich and famous as well? Oh, you're not? You're still teaching here? All right.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, no, that one's a classic. Interesting facts about Keira Knightley being 17. That's
She's
fucking
17, dude.
crazy.
It's always blown me away.
Orlando Bloom also. What a fucking twofer. That was the same year as Return of the King.
Yeah. Orlando Bloom hopped off one of the biggest trilogies and one of the biggest movie
Yeah.
franchises ever, and then hopped right back onto one of the top 5 biggest
They
franchises
went
ever.
from one bullet train to the other.
Yeah, I'm sure after he filmed the last Pirates movie that he was in, he's probably like, great, I can never work
yeah.
again, and neither do my kids have to ever work again, and we'll be fine.
Like, I'm just gonna go marry a pop star now.
Yeah, let me go marry
Katy
Carrie
Perry.
Pater. You ever see his cock when he
Yeah.
was
I had a feeling he was gonna go.
I was sitting here like, are we going to talk about the picture with his dick out?
Of course.
No, that's a good dick. It's a good cock on Orlando Bloom.
It's a fine cock.
It's a fine cock.
Hey, listen, he was Legolas, all right?
He was,
Yeah,
dude.
Come on,
he was-
you don't think come on, man.
He was
think Legolas is
third
like-
Legolas. Hey. No, that's terrible.
No, I
real
liked
quick,
it. It was
I'm
fun.
getting-
Johnny Depp was born in Kentucky, but when he was very young, his family moved to Miramar, Florida.
And then he was killed by Freddy Krueger.
He was. Dream was number
He
3,
got-
Dream Warriors, I think it was.
No, it was the first one.
Was it the first one?
Yeah, he gets sucked into the bed and like vomited out through the roof.
that's
it's
right.
fucking
That is
awesome.
part one.
He got that. You know who he got that role from? Nick Cage.
Really?
Nick Cage. He was like sitting with Nick Cage was his friend, and he was like, "Hey, you should audition for this Nightmare on Elm Street movie."
Nice.
Like his first role was the Tom Petty video, and the reason he did that is because he moved out to LA to be a musician, and then he just he wanted to make money or whatever, and he was on the Tom Petty Free Fall. He's the
I don't know what
He's in
song- I
the
don't-
Free Fallen music video.
I think it's him. Yeah,
don't know.
it's the one where he's a rock. I don't know if it was that one or Into the Great White Oak. One of the two. I gotta look it up now.
I'm not like a huge Tom Petty fan. I don't know if that's controversial.
It is. What's wrong with it?
I
Don't back down.
Johnny Cash does a far
Yeah,
better cover of that song.
Into the Great White Open. He was in that music.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking Johnny Depp.
I love him.
Yeah. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. Never mind.
We're gonna go into.
You're talking about Keira
Oh,
Knightley
now I
being
remember what I
17?
was gonna say. No, so Johnny. Before we go into the second film, the second choice, I wanted to just really quick, just if anyone gives a fuck, The best, in my opinion, my favorite Johnny Depp movie is a movie called Ed Wood. And if you
that is a very
if you
good
don't know who Ed Wood is, he was a film director from I believe the 50s. He directed the film Plan 9 from Outer Space, which is considered the worst film of all time. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's definitely Rise of Skywalker. But
I agree with you.
God.
but he was like a bad a bad film director. He made a bunch of shitty like B movies, and I believe he was trans. He liked to dress up in drag.
Yeah.
And Johnny Depp plays him in they did a biopic in the 90s directed by Tim Burton.
I was gonna say, I think
It's black and white, and he plays Ed Wood, and it is it's a movie for people that love movies. Yeah, and I think Vincent D'Onofrio plays fucking Citizen Kane. What the fuck's his name again? All right, never mind.
George Orwell.
Anyway, so watch Ed Wood if you guys never seen Ed Wood. It's probably Tim Burton's my favorite fucking Tim Burton movie for sure.
Really? We won't get to it.
Check it out. Just check it out. Tim Burton's got some fucking bangers.
Orson Welles.
sure.
Orson Welles. I knew.
This is before his Orson Welles.
Yeah. Did you say George Orwell?
Yeah.
That's 1984. I get that.
close.
That's close.
That's not bad.
I knew it was
That's
close.
close.
I'm like, I know it's not right, but this is also a funny answer, so I'll do it.
My dyslexic brain always goes to that name first. So that's why I didn't want to say it with confidence. But
Don't worry, I did it.
But okay, all right. So we'll move on to your second choice now. Your second choice, Tom. What was it? 2008's
Speed Racer.
Which me and Mike both agree it's an underrated movie.
It's so underrated.
Super underrated.
Do you mind if I give you guys a little backstory about why I chose this movie?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So this movie, I mean, this came out in 2008, so I'm 7 years old when this movie comes out.
Jesus Christ.
And shut the fuck up. So I'm 7 years old when this movie comes out. I'm just a little 7-year-old and growing up in Gretna, Nebraska. And my best friend in the world when I was growing up, he lived just literally perpendicular to my street. Like my house was like right on where kind of this cul-de-sac like goes and you have a street. Anyway, he lived right across the street from me. And so I'd spend the night, I'd spend the night at his place all the time. You know, he's right there. Summer nights, we'd spend the night and have a big sleepover. And his mom would always go to like the video store and get a movie before, like for the sleepover. Like, hey, let's watch a movie, you know? And we watched Speed Racer like one time. And we were like, this is amazing. Like, play it again. Play it again. And we would just every sleepover, like from then on, his mom would be like, hey, I'm gonna go get a movie. What do you guys want? And we'd be like, Speed Racer, please. Can you get Speed Racer? We want to watch Speed Racer. And it was so much that you ever have this thing where like you have your best friend, you spend the night at his place a bunch, or like you spend the night at like a friend's place, and then you kind of grow up and you stop spending the night there because like it gets weird. But then like figures it out, you're like, no, let's have why did we ever stop spending the night, man? Like let's have one more sleepover, you know, one more sleepover. Let's do it, you know. And you're like too old to have sleepover, but like let's just do it. We had that for that sleepover. We watched Speed Racer again because we're like we have to watch Speed Racer. We always did that, and so I always was like, this is such a great movie. I love this movie so much. Recently, just rewatched it. Still love it. I think it's still a great movie.
I hadn't seen it in probably well over 10 years or something like that.
I would say about the same. It was a while for me.
And I always liked it. I have some issues with it, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but when I rewatched it, I was like, oh, I forgot how good this movie is at most of the time.
Yes.
Like, it is fucking great. The Wachowskis directed that. I believe that was their first follow-up after the Matrix trilogy. No, they did V for Vendetta before.
They did V for Vendetta and then that.
Which is also not a bad adaptation. The comic book is way better, but the movie's like pretty fucking dope, too.
Because, again, they catch the visual, like, feel of the comic well.
Yeah, I don't want to get into a whole V for Vendetta hole because I will. They changed a lot.
I've never seen it, so move on.
read the comic. It's great.
All right.
But anyway, yeah, we'll just fucking. So the Wachowskis do Speed Racer, which to me seems strange. You do the Matrix trilogy. They did, I believe, a movie before that, and then they went from there to fucking V for Vendetta, then Speed Racer. And I remember, so when I was a kid, I watched Speed Racer on TV. It was on Cartoon Network, and my dad watched Speed Racer when he was a kid. That's how old that fucking cartoon
Yeah,
is.
my mom watched in Argentina. It's
Yeah.
called Meteoro. in
Yeah.
Argentina.
Oh, I watched it a little bit in Spanish
Yeah,
too.
Spanish is called Put in Gold. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, Meteoro. Yeah, that's weird. And I was like, is there gold in the whole fucking show?
He's a
Whatever.
winner.
No, he
No.
wears white and red.
Yeah.
He's winning medals, I think. I don't know.
I guess.
Watching the cartoon as a kid, I remember even as a kid there was things about it that I liked, but I hated how cheesy it was because it was like dubbed, and it was like the worst dub. It was like they'd squeeze in a sentence with like 85 syllables into like 3 mouth movements. Like, Speed, when you gotta go, you gotta get the car, you gotta it. Huh? Yeah.
But I think this movie captures that well.
It does a little
as
bit.
a beautiful nod to
Yeah.
the. I think it's a great handshake to the cartoon. It's filmed. I mean, the visuals of it just capture the cartoon, the anime. Because it was kind of an anime.
It was a Japanese
It's
anime.
anime, yeah.
Okay, great. Because I didn't know if it was an anime or just like a regular cartoon. But knowing that it's truly an anime, it's filmed like an anime.
Yeah,
It's-
completely.
I think I've never seen a movie capture the filming style of an anime as well as Speed Racer.
There's a scene in I think it's like towards the end where they have the race and there's a part where they kind of all park their cars and have like a fist fight during a race.
Yep.
In that scene, the snow is very like gently falling, and when they go into the fight, it's like sped up, and then the snow becomes those like fast streaks, those like kinetic streaks that you
So
see in
good.
anime.
So good.
And like that's kind of how they explain. Even though they don't need to. They could
I don't
have
know
just
if you see that. I got chills right now. I got chills just thinking about how good Speed Racer is.
But you're right. Like in the manga, that's how they'll draw.
they'll do the
styles
the punches and
stuff.
shit like that. Yeah. So anyway, so I watched the cartoon as a kid. I was like, but it was cool. I liked the car. The car with all the gadgets was cool. And you're a little fucking
Outside,
boy.
man.
It's like a little car with gadgets. And then when I saw the fucking movie, I was blown away by how much they expanded, because they have it's paper thin, the Speed Racer lore in the cartoons, and then they made this into a fucking 2.5 hour fucking film.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I remember watching it recently with my friend. Maybe 6 years ago we watched it, and we both came to we were high as fuck, but we both came to the conclusion that like the movie is truly like what you picture in your head as a kid when you have a Hot Wheels car.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you are like driving a Hot Wheels car on like the kitchen table. In my head, I'm thinking of what Speed Racer is, you know, like all the crazy jumps and going around the track, and he's on an icy mountain, you know, like that's me with a freaking Hot Wheels car on, you know, my dad's knee, just being like, you know, that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
it captures that so well.
The way they depict races the way they depict races in the movie is so different from the cartoon. They're just like driving on like cliffsides and stuff. And in this one, they have these like Hot Wheel tracks where there's all these crazy spinning around and all these jumps. You're like, what the fuck is this? But it works. And what I think works the best about it is you can do these fantastical things, even like the CGI. You can say it doesn't hold up, but it doesn't matter because it's so it's so committed to its visuals.
Yeah.
That like you kind of just after a while you're with it.
And watching it, there is some like super bad CGI where you're like, this is awful. But then like you get to the pure race of it,
Yeah.
and like you buy in so easily because I feel like they blew the budget on like, hey, make sure these race CGIs look good.
Yeah.
Everything else, the weird futuristic cities can look whatever. We'll put a green screen. It'll be fine. Make the races and the cars need to look sick, and they do it.
The thing that I think really kind of makes it better than just like a cool visual film is how serious they handle the drama of it. You believe Speed, like he comes, they play him off as this, or they portray him as this like good guy, kind of like young like Boy Scout type kid, and you buy into it. I love how that film depicts family. Like they do a really good job of like, man, that kid is like loved.
Yeah.
He's got a healthy like romantic relationship. There's a monkey that lives at the house. You know, like
and you could cut that whole
Yeah.
fucking part.
But the way they do drama so well, there's a scene early on, or I don't know if it's early on. I think it's when Speed is about to be offered a contract by a British guy from V for Vendetta, and he turns him down because he wants to stay with his family, right?
Yeah.
And first he tells him, Speed just doesn't just say no, it's not right. He tells him this very personal story about after his brother had passed away, Rex Racer. which I love the names, right? Pop Racer, Mom Racer, Rex
I
Racer.
have a whole list of things that I need to talk to you about what I love and there.
He sits down with his dad to watch this old footage of an old like Grand Prix, and they're both mourning the loss of his older brother, and then they're watching a rerun, basically a replay, and they both are so energized. They share such a passionate love for racing that they both start cheering in the middle of this rerun or a replay, and they bond over that experience. And like that's something that you don't need in that movie as far as to get the plot along, but it enriches the story so well, and it just puts you on Speed's side so quickly.
And I mean, because I think everyone has a moment where they sit as a young kid sitting there with their dad or their uncle, their older brother, their mom, or just some parental figure, and you're watching something and they are getting into it and you are getting into it, and their enthusiasm for it makes you love it too. And now, like me, like I don't care about football, but like being and watching a football game with my dad and him getting excited and me getting excited, like that, those are pure core moments, I'll never watch a football game by myself in my life, but when my dad's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go watch the Nebraska game. You want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yes, I do. I do want to watch it with you, Dad, because I know that's you want to watch it, and we have a connection with that."
That's beautiful. I watch Dolphin games completely by myself, and it's sad as fuck.
Just crying alone, yelling at the TV.
I love the callbacks or not the callbacks, but the references to the Mach 5. Like they even get the lore right with the cars, where like he uses the Mach 6 at the beginning. It's for the big races. He has to go back and use the Mach 5 during like this fucking gumball rally part. And yeah, it's a great fucking scene. There's a hilarious moment where I think it's Racer X. A spoiler, it's Rex Racer, his passed away brother. Yeah. And there's a part where he's racing, I believe, and they're like in that gumball rally scene, and he hits the jumper, flips the car, and there's another guy right above him, and he punches him. Yep. In the middle of a race. He punches another guy, and that's so fucking.
It's so
yeah. What do you mind? Yeah. What do you got there?
Do you mind if I share? I have a list of things after watching the Speed Racer. I have a list of things that I loved from this movie, and I'd love to just rattle them off for you guys quick. Like, first thing, this isn't in any order, but first thing I have on my list is John Goodman's mustache in this whole movie.
Phenomenal.
He had it in a cut in a flashback scene right at the start, and I was like, he's not gonna have this mustache in the future, right? And then he did, and I was like, great, he has this mustache the entire movie. I love that. You need a father with a mustache.
They even kept his lore in the cartoons where he was a wrestler, and it's all done in one zoom in where he's fighting a ninja. The camera zooms in on his ring that says he's a wrestler.
That's wrestler.
And he beats the shit out of everybody.
I have that as well. Just down my list a little more. That's the line after John Goodman.
Beautiful mustache, right?
He's such a beautiful. After John Goodman this is a line that's told immediately after John Goodman fights a ninja that was trying to assassinate his family. Okay, this line is given after that moment. A man just tried to break into your hotel room and kill your entire family, especially your son. You're now eldest son because your former oldest is dead. One of the characters says, "Was that a ninja?" And then John Goodman replies, "More like a nanja."
Boom.
Terrible what passes for a ninja these days.
Boom.
Someone just tried to kill your family. Someone just tried to murder your son and try to like.
He drops a dad joke.
And he's like, "More like a nanja."
What? Oh, hell yeah, Dad.
Good
Burn.
one. I was talking to someone about that the other day, about that scene that moment is not played for laughs, but I crack up when Christina Ricci comes in. Of all the fantastical things, she's like, "Was that a ninja?"
Yep.
And that's so funny to me. Like, it's like, yeah, what the fuck? There's ninjas in this movie. Yeah. What else you got?
I have going on piggybacking off of everyone's names. Everyone's names is hilarious. Speed Race. I just think I was telling my girlfriend this. I'm like, it's just like, how do they introduce their children? Like, all right, this is our children. We have a Rex Racer, Speed Racer, and Spritle Racer is their names. And also we have a monkey. And my name's Ma, and this is Pop.
Racer.
Yeah,
Mr. and
Ma
Mrs.
and Pop
Racer.
Racer.
And this
That's
is
our names.
Australian mechanic guy.
Yep. There's also a character in the movie who's only referred to as Inspector Detective.
Inspector Detector.
Detector?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
My closed caption was wrong. Then.
He's in the fucking cartoon.
I just think that's what a great name for like
Yeah.
a detective character. That's the best name. Early in the movie, we see Speed Racer, a young Speed Racer comes on his go-kart and is like, "Hey Rex, I got a present. This gift came in for you." Turns out it's a bomb because they're trying to like sabotage Rex Racer's entire family. And they're trying to kill his family.
Yeah,
this whole
assassinate
movie.
him. Yeah.
whole
And,
movie.
and it's so funny because in that scene, Rex Racer, he's like, it's a bomb, and he like snaps a broom over his leg, and he makes sure he like presses the fucking gas pedal, and Speed Racer's like go-kart, and he puts the bomb in the go-kart. The go-kart like runs like slowly like goes out and it blows up in the street, and I'm like, you could have just thrown the box. You could have thrown the box, but instead you blew up your brother's go-kart. Like, what a shitty thing for one to do. Like, you could have like, oh, get this out of here. But it's like, no, I'm gonna blow up your bro. We're gonna have to fix this.
Listen, he was already a good enough driver. He didn't need to practice more in the car. All right,
Yeah,
he's
he's
trying
like-
to keep a leg up.
I'm so good I can blow up. I can drive without even being in the car.
His look as Racer X is so fucking gnarly. It's so
so
cool. I fucking love that shit.
They're good aesthetics.
Oh, this is also one thing that I loved in the movie. A girl calling Speed Racer a retard in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
She really?
Yeah, the one of when what's his girlfriend's name?
Trixie.
Trixie is like being like bullied by a little blonde girl, and being like, I didn't even like Speed. He's dumb. He's stupid. She literally calls him a retard, and then Trixie punches her, which is like, hell yeah.
I remember the scene. I don't remember the use of that word. That's fucking wild.
Because I had my closed caption on. I was like, she calls him a retard.
This is 2008.
That's
kids
crazy.
movie.
My Samsung told me.
I mean, I will say it's accurate playground vocabulary.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think they captured it really well. I mean, let me just say that I have this down, but we talked about this earlier. The movie has sauce. The movie has sauce. So I love Christopher Nolan movies. They don't have sauce. Christopher Nolan movies do not have sauce. Speed Racer has sauce. It might not be a good movie, but it's got sauce. It's
Dripping.
like
Just dripping.
it's just like, hey, this might not be a good movie, but hey, we're cool as shit. All right, we made a choice and we're sticking with it, and it's cool. All right, so fuck you. We got sauce. This movie has sauce. And then here's just two lines. I only have two more things. These are two lines that I really liked from this movie. One was from the Cobra Gang or like the Snake Gang, whatever there was. They have a line that says, "Let's pinch these turds off." And I just think that's like funny.
That's a great one.
That's just a funny line.
To yell at somebody like
Yeah.
threateningly.
In the fucking race, he's like, "Let's pinch these turds off." It's like, sure,
Cool.
yeah, sure. And then in the final finale race, the big race,
That's fucking so good.
Speed. Let me set the scene here. Speed Racer has just fucking blown past everybody. Now he is fighting with Cannonball Taylor, his name's like something like that.
The Hall of Famer.
The Hall of Fame. It's like he's the one who sold kind of his soul a little bit to the corporation that Speed declined. He's like the future Hall of Famer. He's won this race a bunch of times. He's the best of the best. And Speed's like, all right, you better fucking show me something. And they start kind of battling and duking it out against each other and seeing who's the better racer.
His own hero.
It's truly his own hero.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I see that you're now a sellout and I'm better than you. Let's see what you fucking got, old man. And they start going at it. And then Speed, they do like a flip and Speed like hits him and the MVP like gets a little tailed out. And Speed says this line that got me hyped up. Dude. He says, after just kind of dicking on this guy, he literally, this is for sure. I rewinded to make sure he said this. I'm like, did he really say that? He did. He says, "Get that weak shit off my track."
Straight Jeff Gordon, the man.
Just the most dirty fucking, and I love it because when I play sports, that is
Your internal monologue.
that's my go-to line.
Your
like,
external monologue.
I love playing like sand volleyball when I was in Miami, and if I had like a nice block or a nice spike, I go, "Get that weak shit out of here." So I love seeing Speed Racer be like, "Get that weak shit off my track."
That finale race is one of the most hyped fucking scenes ever. Like the energy is so big. It's so fucking awesome. We're running out of time here, but before I get to it, I want to talk about my only critique of the movie.
Please.
It's too fucking long.
Yeah.
Just seriously cut out all the chim chim and the Spritle stuff. Make that movie just shy of 2 hours and watch how much people would have fucking loved that movie.
Yeah, another 223, I believe. It is.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were just they were obviously trying to be. They were trying to make the fans happy and be like, hey, we're gonna give you everything that was in the anime. We're gonna give you all these moments, all these amazing side characters. But in reality, they should have cut a couple of the people. Like, Spritle and the chimp, like, doing fucking anime fighting with each other in the living room. Get it out of here.
Yeah,
we don't need it. It serves no purpose.
Not for an almost 3 hour. I think what happened is the Wachowskis just got like a blank check because they're coming off of. They're like, let them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had so much fun talk. We can easily do another fucking hour of this
for another hour easily.
Yeah.
But before that, let me just say thank you for everyone listening. If you want to follow the show, it's on Instagram at FadeInMC. If you want to follow me, I'm at Michael Keneal. If you want to follow Tom, it's
just Thomas_LaMountain. But really, to follow Fade In, guys. This is a great podcast. This is amazing. Please listen to it more.
Thank you, Tom. I'm definitely going to have you back on at some other point. So that's been Fade In. Thank you guys so much for listening. Good night.
Good night, guys.